Hello, and welcome to week 77, book 77, and this is Annihilation by Jeff VanderMeer. Um, this is a very interesting book. This was originally published in 2014, so it is 12 years old, and I had never heard of it, but apparently it's a um, say- somewhat celebrated novel, just not one I'd heard of. It's science fiction. And what it's about is it's book one of the Southern Reach series. There are four books, and I'll be reading all four of them eventually. But this is the only one I've gotten so far. And what this is about this place called, what is it called? It is called Area X. And Area X is a weird, mysterious place near the Southern Reach. And uh, it, this is the 14th, I think it's the 14th expedition um, that's going in there. Let's see what it says. Um, yeah, there were four of us: a biologist, an anthropologist, a surveyor, and a psychologist. I was the biologist. All of us were women this time, chosen as part of the complex set of variables that govern sending the expeditions. Our mission was simple: to continue the government's investigation into the mysteries of Area X, slowly working out from base camp. Okay, and I think this is, like I said, I think this is the 14th. That they find out later that that may absolutely not be the case. But at the time, that's what they're told. It's the 14th. And what they do is Area X is a wilderness area that in which weird things happen. And they're not told at first, or we're not told at first, they're not told at first why it happens or what's going on there. Um, and what we find is they get to base camp, and they can't take any technology with them. And it's four women. There were five, but the fifth one, a linguist, dropped out before it even began. Okay, and so they get in, and they're at base camp, and they're supposed to go to the lighthouse, they think, but they find another thing, and it's called the Tower. By this is written from the point of view of the biologist, right? Yeah, by the biologist. Yeah. And the leader is the psychologist. And what the biologist discovers over time is the psychologist is hypnotizing all of them in order to control what they see and how they see it and to control their actions. Um, I don't know for certain what we're supposed to see going on here because this could be like um, encounter with the elder gods. There's a presence at in Area X. Is it an alien? Is it a spiritual thing? It's not crystal clear what we're supposed to think. But um, what we do get here is they are supposed to go to the lighthouse, but they find this other structure, which the main character continues to call the tower, even though it is not a tower up, it's a tower down. And they go down in this tower, and on the sides of the tower, there's this writing. And man, this is some cryptic, crazy stuff because this writing is very it's organic-ish, and that's part of the problem. It's made of moss and other stuff. Let's see now where they go. It goes a while before they get into that area. Um, and everyone else wants to call it. She calls it the tower. Everyone else wants to call it the tunnel. Um, but she wants to call it the tower. And let's see, where does it get to? The Ooh. And there's also kind of weird stuff going on in this book. Anyway, they go down. And there's this weird cryptic writing on the wall, and um, it's just weird biology, weird life forms, all kind of strange stuff going on. A lot of uncertainty. The other members of the party continue to disappear. First, it is who is it? There are four of them, so it shouldn't be too hard. Um, the anthropologist is the first one that disappears of these, and the surveyor and the biologists, the only two left at one point, and they go, well, the psychiatrist stays upstairs, and they go down into the tower and they find the anthropologist's body, and they figure that she was killed by whatever it is that's drawing the writing on the wall. It was writing the writing on the wall, and they take her cells. They take some cells and samples, and when the psychologist when the biologist looks at the cells of the creature's slime, it's like brain cells or something, human brain cells. And she is also infected by, she breathes in some spores, and it seems to change her perception to where she sees everything as organic. Okay. And they go to the lighthouse eventually, the surveyor and the biologist, because the psychologist disappears on them. And they go there, and what they discover is that the psychologist is there and that she killed the anthropologist. She led the anthropologist down where she went, and that's where she died. And now she's here, and she's going to kill it anyway. What they discover is a huge mound of journals of past uh, expeditions to Area X, including the main character's husband, who she knew, but she didn't tell us about in the beginning, who went in Expedition 13, if it was actually the 13th, but apparently it wasn't. Apparently, this has been going on for a very long time. And so this book has more mystery than answers, more questions than answers. It's very, very interesting. It's good, but just a little cryptic and vague, but definitely worth reading. I'm going to read the other ones too. I don't have as much to say about this right now as you think I would, but I think I want to avoid saying much about it, so I read some of the others and get a sense of what's going on in the overall story. Then I'll come back to it, I think, in more depth. But thematically, this is definitely a connection with the other, and that's what is connecting each of these books so far. Both of the obviously the Expanse books are a connection with the other, and then Shoot the Moon is actually about connection with the other in a weird way, because the other there is the otherness of the moon and dealing with the way in which the moon is other. It makes the human body other. The human body does not react as we think it would. And anyway, interesting book, good book. It is about some kind of contact, but I'm not sure what kind.